welcome to yoga therapy. I know you're new to yoga, so namaste basically means salutations to you. And it translates to may the light in me honor the light inside of you, which is very appropriate because today we're talking about chronic fatigue. We're focusing on chronic fatigue, and when we experience chronic fatigue, we tend to have this heaviness in our body and this kind of like a dark cloud that kind of follows us around when we're feeling this chronic fatigue. It's hard to do our daily things when we're experiencing chronic fatigue. So we're going to focus on coming out of the dark and into the light. And we do this by our yoga practice, moving our body and breathing to open up the heart. We'll be doing some heart opening today, bring some energy to our bodies, to our minds. And the Gayatri mantra, which is what we're going to open with today, is all about coming out of the darkness and going into the light. I will also upload this chant if you're interested in it, but feel free, even if you don't know it, just feel free to chime in if you'd like. So sitting up nice and tall, taking an inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. One more time, inhale and exhale. And then in the next inhale, we're going to chant. Om Bhurбhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Let us be here upon the wondrous spirit of the divine, creator of the earth, space, and the heavens. May our minds be inspired by the light of that supreme self and be filled with divine qualities. Namaste. With that, we're going to start with some breathing today. We're going to inhale through our nose and exhale through our nose. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Good. And now we're going to take our finger and we're going to close off our right nostril. I'm going to mirror you, okay? So close off your right nostril. And then inhale through your left nostril. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the left. Keep going at your own pace. Breathing in and out of the left nostril helps to tap into our parasympathetic system. Rest and digest. It's cooling. It's grounding. And then taking one more round. Exhaling through the nose, finishing up. And then we're going to switch sides. Okay. Put your finger on your left nostril. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the right. And just keep going at your own pace. Inhaling and exhaling through the right nostril increases energy. It's heating. Take one more round. Finishing up with exhaling through the nostril. And relaxing your hands. And just taking a moment to notice the effects of your practice, noticing any difference if one side felt different than the other, if one side in fact felt cooling and perhaps the other side felt heating. Maybe you didn't notice anything and that's okay. Just becoming to be aware. Good. Now let's slowly begin to move our shoulders. So bring your shoulders up towards your ears and just round out the shoulders. Roll them out. Get the synovial fluid going, getting into the joints. Slowly beginning to move the body and then go the other way. And when you're feeling fatigued, it's important to start off slow because you don't feel like, when you're tired, you don't feel like doing anything. And it's okay just to start off nice and slow. Good. And then bring your shoulders down into neutral. Okay. Bring your hands up towards the sky. Clasp your hands, palms facing the sky. And just take a stretch. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then release your clasp, and there's fingertips up towards the sky. If you want to look up, feel free to look up. If that's not comfortable, just look forward. If your shoulders are really tight, it's okay to have a bend in your elbows. Yeah. And then take your right hand and place it down. Your left hand, just bring it behind your head. And you're going to just lean over to your right side. Come on your fingertips of your right hand, or if you want to use your block, you could put your hand on your block. And the idea here is to just guide this elbow, so it's your left elbow, guide it up towards the sky. So not so much leaning your head to the side, but guide that elbow up so that you open up your side body. And I'm going to come by you and kind of give you a little adjustment, okay? Is it the shoulder?
No, well, I haven't.
It's the shoulder. Yeah. Is it okay?
It's okay right now.
Okay. So don't go as high.
Okay.
Okay. Don't push it. How does it feel, Lisa? Pretty good. Like a good stretch. Yeah. So it's not so much the lean, but you could come back a little bit and then just bring this up. Yeah. You feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. Come back. Don't lean as much and then just move the elbow up. That's it. Yeah. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then release. Okay, both hands back up. Other side. Bring your left hand down. and then your right hand behind your head. And the same thing. So not leaning so much, but just bring that elbow up so that you're opening up. You'll feel the opening stretch from your hip all the way up into your shoulder. Your gaze could be forward. You can look forward, or you can look up towards the sky, towards your elbow. Good. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then coming back. And then now we're gonna bring some movement, okay? We're gonna go side to side like we're dancing, like we're moving through warm honey, okay? We wanna move, but we don't wanna move too much because it is Vata season, right? Lots of air going on already. And I know I have a lot of air, so I'm gonna take it slow. Take a few more. Good. And Lisa was kind of hanging out on one side, and that's perfect. Do what feels good to you. If you want to take that stretch and hang out in that stretch a little longer, do that. I love it when I see students do their own thing. When I first started teaching yoga, I would always freak out when I saw students doing their own thing, but now I appreciate it and I know you're listening to your body and it makes me feel good. All right, finish up the side you're on. Come back. And let's just switch our legs. Put the other foot in front. Okay. You guys okay? Seated? You feel okay? All right. So we're gonna now just bring some more energy. We're gonna stay grounded. So our bottoms are gonna be on the earth, but we're gonna bring some movement. So we're bringing in the water element and the air element here by just simply making some circles with our upper body. And this is really great for the hips. And it's great to get that energy going also. And our core center here is our energy center. It's our powerhouse here. Tapping into that energy there. And again, here is where you think about, you know, who you are. Like you can take this really slow. Think about your dosha. You can take this really slow. You can take it fast. Think about what you need. Take a slight pause and reverse, reverse, reverse. And slowing it down, coming to center. Okay. Now we're gonna come up on our knees. We're gonna use our blankets here. You can move the bolster out of the way and just put the blanket. Your blanket's fine. I just have to center mine. So standing up on your knees like this. Okay, we're gonna work on a little bit of heart opening today. So bringing your hands behind your back like this. And bringing your knuckles towards the floor. So bring the shoulders back squeeze the shoulder blades together and bring your knuckles towards the floor. Okay, and if your shoulder hurts, Maribel, let me know and we'll adjust. Option to do this is just put a bend in your elbow and keep your hands here and bring the shoulders back. Okay, if it bothers your shoulders, you can do this. Just bring the shoulders back. Or if it feels good, you can bring the knuckles towards the floor and squeeze the shoulder blades together. So you want to keep your pelvis in neutral. You don't want to be leaning too forward, and you don't want to be leaning too far back. You want to be hips over knees. Okay. You can also do this if this feels better for your back. You can also do this. Hands at the sacrum. If you can do this, see if you can, if that's okay with your shoulders. And
I can't go further.
okay, then just hold at the waist side and then just lift through the heart. Yes. Good. Draw knuckles towards the floor. There you go. Draw navel in towards spine. So like you're sucking your belly button in. Draw your navel in towards your spine. That lifts your heart up even more. And then release. I know these heart openers are going to be difficult for you because of your shoulder. Right. Chest openers are all like this.
Okay. So like how long would you say you hold that pose? Is that 30 seconds or just what feels?
It depends on your constitution and your dosha. Okay. So for us today, I think at least if we hold it for 30 seconds would be good. So for most of my practices, I pretty much teach Hatha yoga, which is a little bit slower. But when we need a little bit more energy, it doesn't always mean that you have to go faster. You can actually increase the intensity by making little adjustments in your poses, not necessarily moving from pose to pose, but just making little adjustments in the pose that you're already in. So while you're holding it, you may hold it longer if you want to hold it longer to increase that intensity. If you'd like a deeper stretch, then you make more space. The longer you're in the pose, you make more space. So then you would readjust. Then you bring the shoulder back a little bit more. And that's actually how you become more of an advanced yogi, is actually being in the pose. Part of the pose is not just getting into the pose, but it's being in the pose. Allowing yourself to be and allowing your bones and your muscles and your sinews and your tissues to like shift and like really be settled in there. Okay. So let's take our right leg and bring it out. You want to line up your heel with your knee. Toes could be pointed up or they could be forward, whatever feels better for you. Okay. Good. Now we're going to zip up. So draw that navel in towards your spine and like you're zipping up a sweater, draw the navel in, lift up through the heart. And because you'll find yourself kind of leaning like this, so you want to zip up. Heart remains open. Bring your arms out to the sides. And then take your right hand, let it rest on your leg. Bring your left hand up. And then lean over. Allowing this hand to slide down your leg. And again, you could put your hand on your head if that feels better like we did before, if it's too much for your shoulder. Maribel, if it's too much, just keep it down like this. And you could lean to the side. Yep. Good. And then coming back to that T position with your hands. And we're going to take our block. Your block is right there. Grab your block. And you're going to place your hand on your block and the other hand up towards the sky. Yeah. let's place that hand behind your back. Go ahead, put it behind your back. And then bring your shoulder back. See if you could stack your shoulders, one shoulder over the other. So we're always creating nice and long lines of energy in our bodies. So you're lining up shoulder over shoulder, good shoulder and hip joint, ankle joint, everything is lined up beautiful. Good. If it feels good to you, you can extend your arm towards the sky. Okay, I'm just giving you some different modifications. If
you could let it do this too.
You can let it do this. Yeah, reach your hand up towards the side wall. You can do that. You can also lift up your leg if you want to. Now remember, if you are high pitta, no, keep it down. 80% is okay, guys. Yeah. Okay. And then a little bit of core work. So draw your navel in. This also protects your back. So suck your belly button in and then bring yourself up and then bring your knee in. And then readjust. Okay. We're going to go to the other side. You guys okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You're basically coming in, when you're coming in here, this is a side plank. It's a modified side plank, basically. Okay. Draw the navel in. Hug your navel in. Bring your foot out. Good, good, good. Arms out. And we're going to go to the side first. Let your hand rest on the leg. And then this hand could come up. Or maybe let's all start with our hand on our head. And just bring your elbow to the sky. And just see where this hand goes. Just kind of let your body lead the way. So bring that elbow up. As you bring the elbow up, you're going to notice where your hand's going to slide down your leg on its own. Yep. And then bring your hands to that T position. And then your block. Lisa, grab your block on the way. And then you're going to go the other side. Let's bring this hand behind our back and kind of hang out there first. See how you feel. I'm going to go grab some blocks. Okay, if you want to extend your hand up towards the sky, you can. Or to the side, over your head. Now as we come up, we're going to hug our navel in and come back up, bring our leg in. All right, you guys, are your knees okay? Everybody good? Okay, so we're going to bring a little flow to it. We're going to go a little bit faster. And again, it's up to you how fast you want to go. If you want more strength, so if you're more fiery, you're going to want a little bit more strength and you want to hold it more but not overdo it, okay? If you are feeling very, very fatigued and heavy, then it's okay to kind of make it a little dance and move a little bit more, okay? If you are feeling very airy, strong and steady wins the race, as I say, okay? So let's start with the right leg out. Yeah, and just put one block on each side so you have it ready. Because you're going to just go side to side. And you can do whatever variation you want. Bring your hands out. And we're going to lean this way first. And then we're just going to go right into the other side. If my pittas want to make it challenging, you can close your eyes. So pittas need that challenge for the mind. They need it. So you can do different things to challenge without overdoing. Maribel, how's the shoulder?
Okay.
Do one more round. And we'll meet on the other side whenever you're ready. Take your time. Okay, whenever you're ready, we're going to start on this side and then go right into your flow. We'll take a couple more. And then we're coming back, and we're gonna come on our hands and knees. Still using your blankets. Hands and knees, all fours position. So you want to line up your shoulders over your wrists, so shoulder joints over the wrist joints, hips over the knees. You want your legs to be about hip width distance apart. So there should be some space between your legs. So when you look between your legs, you shouldn't see your feet. So line your feet up so you can't see them. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. Okay. So your fingers, your middle finger should be facing in forward. So like this. Yeah. And so now look at the eyes of your elbows. You're right here. See if you could turn them in to face each other. You hyperflex. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And line up your wrists underneath your shoulders. Move your hands back. And then just kind of play around with it. Turn your arms so that the eyes of the elbow are forward. A lot of people just tend to do that naturally. Now turn them so that the eyes of the elbow face each other. There you go, Maribel. Yep. Spread your fingers out wide. And then press into all 10 finger pads. So you want to pretend like you have a little ladybug at the palm of your hand and you don't want to squish it. Okay, so root into all 10 finger pads. Good, good, good. All right. Cat-cow pose. Round your back. Tuck your chin in, round your back. Cat stretch. Now look up and let your belly come down. Let your tailbone tilt up. Exhale, chin to chest, round out your back. So moving the spine in opposite direction, finding extension as we look up, we're extending. And then as we look down and round the back, we're flexing. One breath, one movement. And don't worry about if I should be inhaling on one and exhaling on the other. Don't worry about it, not a big deal. Just inhale and exhale with each movement.
Good. Now, bringing your spine to neutral. So neutral just means holding the navel in towards your spine, and your spine is in that neutral position where you have just like a natural curve at the low back. Now we're going to bring our knees a little bit wider, and now we're going to rotate the hips. Just rotate the hips around. Big circles or little circles. And then reverse, rotate the other way. Coming back to center. Okay. Now bring your knees back to hip width distance apart, and then just roll out your ankles. You might get them a snap, crackle, pop. Yeah. That's the vata. That's vata, the air. And then as we age, we naturally increase vata as we age, because as we age, there's depletion, right? Dryness, depletion. So that's natural. And like kids are naturally kapha. They're naturally kapha. Easygoing, usually. They don't have a care in the world, right? They have colds all the time. They're sick, because kapha is just a lot of accumulation in the body also. Water, accumulation of fluids. And then pittas are generally like your late teens to 50s, pretty much. They make sense, right? Think about it. All right, so let's take our right foot and bring it to the top of the mat. Line up your knee over your ankle. So you don't want to overextend. You don't want to do this. Okay, you don't want your knee in front of the ankle. You want to be knee over the ankle. It can be behind, that's okay, but just not in front. Take your blocks, one in each hand. Your blocks are going to be extensions of your hands. Bring them at its highest level, Papa Bear level, okay? And we're going to walk these blocks back. We're going to use them to kind of get us to where we need to be. Okay, maybe fingertips on the blocks until you feel pretty balanced. Make sure you're rooting down on all four corners of your feet, big toes, little toes, both parts of your heel. So you don't want to be like this. You want to root down all four corners of your feet. Then we can place our hand on our thigh. And this might be enough for us. This might be good here. This will help us support and help us support a nice neutral spine. And this is good. This is good here. If you want, you can bring your hands to your hips. If you're like, I don't think so, then you can come back. You can always come back. Or you can bring your hands up to the sky. And you can give it a try, whatever feels right for you. Might be too much for the shoulder. Good, Mirabelle. Bring your foot up a little bit more. Good, right? Perfect, perfect. Now draw your navel in. Hug your navel in. Lift up through the heart so the shoulders come back a little bit. Navel in, shoulders come back a little bit. Good. Yeah. If you want now, you can bring your hands up, because as the longer you're in the pose, you feel like your body starts to settle, and it says, okay, you can move now. Good. Yeah, and while we're here, we can bring our arms in a goalpost position, and we can bring them up, and we can bring them down. If we want to create more energy, we look up. Okay, if we want more grounding, we look down. Keep our gaze down. Take one more, and then put your hand on your thigh. You come back to your blocks if you want, and then you're gonna walk your hands back up to the top as you bring your, then you're gonna bring your foot back. We're gonna just switch sides, so using the blocks again. Bring the other foot up. Papa bear level, and then walk your hands back. Same thing, just take baby steps. It's okay to use props. Never feel like as you become more advanced in your practice, you still want to use props. It's okay. It doesn't mean you're a beginner. It helps you to settle into your pose and helps to support you. So take your time getting there. Maribel, walk your foot up a little bit more. Perfect. Yeah, your back toes, they can be curled under or tops of the feet flat on the mat, whatever feels better for your knee or for your stability. And again, you can look up and down, alternating, or you can keep your gaze up the whole time. And take a few more. And then coming back to all fours, getting there slowly. And then from here, we're gonna come to stand, okay? You can bring one foot in front and then the other. And then just slowly come to stand. You can move your blanket out of the way. I'm going to teach you Tadasana. Tadasana is mountain pose. It is the most important pose because it's the principles of Tadasana are in almost every single one of our yoga asanas, poses. You've already heard me say these cues. Now you know them, and you'll know them even more. So standing with tall spine, lengthen out through the crown of your head, feet about hip width apart. Okay, if you're not sure what that is, you could take your fist, place your fist there, and that's about hip width. Pick up your toes, spread them out, root into all four corners of your feet. Okay, and then put your toes down. Keep them there. Draw the navel in. Neutral spine. So we don't want a cowboy butt, and we don't want a cheerleader butt. That's what my teacher told me once. Draw the navel in, lengthen out. So the head, you want your ears to be above your shoulders. So you might need to be like a turtle and bring your head back. Like a turtle brings its head back in its shell. Shoulders might be up here, so make sure the shoulders are down. Turn your arms slightly. This helps to relax the shoulders. Slightly turn out the arms. Chin parallel to the earth. Check in with the lower body again. Make sure the navel is drawn in. Feet are firmly rooted. Lengthen out through the crown of your head so you're making space behind the neck. This is where I like to call where heaven meets earth. This is a very powerful pose. This is how we should be standing and walking around all the time. It's a very powerful pose. I always like to imagine that I'm standing over a mountaintop overlooking this beautiful landscape. And now just relax the whole body and just notice the difference, right? Yeah, because we're always walking around like this, right? So to bring some energy to your body, just come into Tadasana. Just walk around like this. Just be proud. We're always like, tired. Walk around like this and see how much energy that brings you, because this opens your heart. And it's hard because this area here, our heart center, our pranic energy, like where our prana comes from, we're so vulnerable. This is a very vulnerable place, with the emotions and things we're hanging on to. It's very difficult for us, and that's why we carry so much tension up here. It all comes up in here. Don't be afraid to open up and just stay in Tadasana. Okay. So we're going to bring our feet a little bit wider. Okay. I'm just going to throw in a little Tai Chi in here for us. We're doing open sky and open earth. So we're going to bring our hands up, open sky, open earth. We're bringing in like the yin and the yang together. Right? The energy of the sun and then the energy of the earth, grounding, nurturing, sweet. And you have the sun, it's fiery, sharp energy. Think of those scales and finding your balance. If you need a little bit more energy, scoop up that energy. Bring it down. If you need more earth and groundedness, scoop up that earth. Bring it up. A couple more. And then coming back. Bringing your feet together back to Tadasana. Bringing your hands at your heart just for a moment. If you want to close your eyes or keep them open, just take a moment to kind of scan your body and just notice how you're feeling. Bring your awareness to your breath. Bring your awareness to the heart. Finding that mind-body connection. Paying attention to your nature, your true nature, who you are, what you need right now. Being in sync with nature, not going against the grain. Following your true path. So you have everything that you need for a healthy journey, everything you need, it's already inside of you. Journey of coming out of the dark into the light is already within you. If your eyes are closed, you can slowly open them and then just reach your arms up to the sky like you're collecting all this beautiful energy that you created, we all created together. Palms together, bring your hands to your heart. And let's bow, forward fold. Bend your knees for this forward fold. Bend, 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 bend. Let your arms hang. Bend them as much as you need to. Let your belly hang out on your thighs. Let it all go. Let your head go. And for you, Lisa, don't come into an inversion. Bring your hands to your thighs so that your head does not go below your heart. Yep, so you can straighten your legs, Lisa, and bring your hands to your thighs. Or keep a slight bend. You can come lower if you want, just not beneath your heart. Yeah, so come about halfway. Good. And you can come lower if you want, if that feels good. Bend your knees. Let your head hang. So Lisa is on her cycle. So I don't want her to do an inversion. So as your head is hanging, you can bring your arms, you can bring opposite elbows, Yep. Or you can let your hands hang, or you can hold on to the block. Whatever you want. Yep. Bend the knees as much as you need to. If you feel like straightening them, you can. Just do what feels right for you. Yeah. And then slowly come up. So one vertebra at a time. Just slowly come up. Your shoulders are the last thing to come up. Roll the shoulders. Roll the shoulders out. Good. All right, so now we're going to come down and do a restorative pose. We're going to take our bolster and we're going to put it behind us. So we're going to take it, put it behind us like this, because we're going to lay on it. Okay? So watch before you do it. We're going to lay back on it. So your spine, your head is supported, and your legs, you can bring your legs any way you want. Bend the knees, you can straighten them. You can bring your feet together like this if you want more of a hip opener. I'm going to let you choose where you want your legs to be, and I'll help you get settled in, okay?
Comfortable like that?
Mm-hmm. You don't look comfortable to me.
I am. I feel like I'm stretching my neck.
You sure?
Yeah. You could position me and see what the different position will do.
Can you scooch down a little bit so your butt's on the floor? Is your butt on the floor?
Yeah.
It is? Okay.
Just feel it up here.
Yeah, good. That's what I want you to do. Is that okay?
Yep.
Was your butt on the floor before?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I couldn't see it. I thought you were like way up on there. Okay. So bring your feet together. Let's see how this is. Bottoms of feet, like butterfly pose. Toes of feet.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna try this, and then you guys let me know how you feel. Okay. Lisa, you may not need this, but let me know.
I could pass out like this. This is great.
Good. Do you need the blocks?
No.
But here's a little extra for you. Well, extra because I think you can go wider, you can go deeper into the pose. This is a nice little trick. And Mirabelle, we can do this for you too. All right, I'm going to tuck this underneath the thigh. Right there. So what you're going to do, take this and take the other one and pull it. Pull it until you feel that nice stretch where, pull it where you want to be, and then you can kind of tuck it underneath your butt to keep it there. Yeah. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's try it out for you. Shoulders okay? Is it too much for the shoulders?
No, it's fine.
Because I can take that bolster and give you a blanket if it's too much.
Oh, good. I'm cold.
You're cold? All right, we're going to fix that. Okay, so let your knees relax. Take the blanket on each side and pull it until you feel like supported, And then to keep it there, just tuck it underneath your butt or wherever you want to keep it there. How's that?
It's fine.
Yeah. So you're warm though,
You
right?
think this? Yeah. I'm cold.
I mean, you're cold.
Let me ask you something. So, is this good for the ITBN?
Yes. So you go warm and cold.
Mm-hmm.
How's that? What's that?
My feet are.
Your feet. Well, I covered them up.
Yeah.
Are you warm, Lisa?
I'm good.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna hang out here for a few minutes. if you need to adjust your position, please do. I'm going to do a short meditation, guided meditation. So at any time, if you need to move, please do so. This is the story of the lotus flower, a metaphor of our lives. Before I tell you the story, find a comfortable position as you are. Readjust your seat as needed. And just allow yourself to relax, soften your breath and release. In ancient wisdom traditions of the East, the lotus flower metaphorically represents our lives and how we can endure life's challenges. It represents our potential, our awakening, our spiritual growth and enlightenment. The lotus grows towards the light, the truth, love, and compassion. The lotus flower appears delicate and fragile on the surface, but in truth it's resilient. It's flexible, strong, and anchored underneath the surface. It has inner strength, an inner essence that sees through all that it faces with courage and no fear to meet the challenges of its journey through its life towards the surface, towards the sun. And so the story goes. The lotus flower lives in the dirtiest part of the pond or the lake. In the end, where waters are calm and still. From a seedling, an impermeable seed, the lotus rises from the mud, surrounded by muck and fish and insects' rough conditions. It sprouts from a seedling from under the mud into the dirty water. Yet despite these conditions, it pushes aside through and onward with growth, a growth at this phase of its life that represents our physical world, our physical body, and the struggles that we experience. The lotus grows through the murkiest and dirtiest of the waters, making its way towards the surface. Its growth is guided towards the warmth and light. Its life seems dubious at best, challenging an upward climb of struggle. A struggle representing our emotional issues and the stress and turmoil that we face through our lives. Eventually, the lotus penetrates the air, drawn by the light. It reaches as a stem, breaking through the surface, breaking through into the warmth and light. This transition represents our thoughts, our ideals. Aspiring towards the sun, the lotus blooms with delicate beauty into clean air, freeing itself from the harsh life below the surface. It slowly opens each beautiful, fragrant petal to the sun. It basks in the world around it, ready to express its full bloom, its full brightness, its full aliveness in the world. It's pure, bright, and beautiful, just as our spiritual illumination is bright and beautiful. Despite being born in the darkness, the lotus grows and rises above adversity. Ironically, the dirty water washes its stem. There is light within the shadows. There is light within the shadows of our lives. There is an inner essence of the lotus, just as there is an inner essence within each one of us. The jewel of that life-giving force is the same jewel that lies within our hearts. It's quiet, ever-present, everlasting inner essence. It's our true selves. This light that lies within the seedling of the lotus is a light that lies within our heart. It is symbolically represented through the very ancient chant of the Gayatri mantra. The jewel lies within the lotus. There is a lotus that lies within each of us. Likewise, there is the light of the sun, the light of the universe. The sun radiates its warmth, its light, and its life-giving force throughout the universe to all beings with no discrimination. The very ancient chant, the Gayatri mantra, perhaps the most ancient of chants, is written to express this. Om Bhurбhuvah Swaha Tatsavitu Varenyam Bhargo devasa dhimahi Dayo yona prachodaya. May we all take on the same qualities of the sun. Share that light from within us. Share the life, the love that is with all those that we share this earth with. Sharing it indiscriminately to all beings. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. So take a few moments to bring physical awareness to your body. Swiggle your fingers, your toes, your ears, your nose. Make any small movements that feel good to you. And then rolling on your side whenever you feel ready. Just coming up off your bolster, roll onto the side. Just take a moment here to honor your practice, having gratitude for taking the time to be here today, bringing that awareness to your body, to your mind, to your heart, finding that connection within you and that connection to everything around you. And when you feel ready to, just slowly coming up to a comfortable seated position. And we're going to do one hand mudra today. We're going to do a lot more hand mudra in the weeks ahead, but because we focused on the lotus flower and Gayatri mantra, it seems appropriate to do the lotus flower mudra. So mudra, hand mudra is a hand gesture. So we're going to turn our hands into a flower. So take the base, palms of your hands, bases of the palms, and then pinkies, and then thumbs together, and then the other fingers will spread out. It's like a lotus flower. And you're going to just connect the flower to your heart. And just imagine your lotus flower, just whatever color you want it to be. Maybe it's tie-dye, like whatever. Just imagine your lotus flower. And then set your intention there. Seal that intention like a lotus flower seed. Just plant it there. And then on your inhale, just bring your hands up to the sky, let your flower